Guys, the long-awaited remake of Romancing SaGa 2 is finally here. But what is Romancing SaGa 2 and why should you care? Well, why you should care is easy. It's a really fun turn-based RPG. But what is Romancing SaGa 2? Well, Square Enix has sponsored today's video, so I can spend some time to get you acquainted. Follow the Gleam link in the video description to learn more, and use code 7 for a chance to win some awesome prizes.
I shall tell you a tale of a war fought many, many years ago. A tale of Avalon and the Varen Empire, and the succession of emperors that led it into prosperity.
Despite being called Romancing SaGa 2 Revenge of the Seven, you actually don't need to have played Romancing SaGa 1 to dive in. And neither is there actually any romance to be found. The game follows the emperors of the Varen Empire and its struggles to overcome the perils of 7 heroes of ancient myth. These heroes once saved the land from certain doom, but have started running amok in more recent years, and it's quite the struggle. The story feels like it's broken into a series of chapters or arcs during which the Emperor takes on a monumental task, expands the influence or the riches of the Empire, or dies trying. Then a time skip occurs. After a few generations, you take control of a descendant who inherits skills, memories, and abilities gleaned by your ancestors. Progress made in the development of your empire and its technology advances, giving you a leg up, but the fiends and monsters you face become increasingly stronger in turn. What's particularly awesome though is that these monumental tasks that each emperor takes on is entirely up to the player. Wander around the world, encounter new lands in need of some great deed, or some monstrous creatures in need of slaying. Your path is up to you to discover. Each new story thread you follow unlocks new lands, new character classes, or weapon types. Each neighboring kingdom that comes under the banner of your empire increases the riches at your disposal to dedicate to researching and developing higher quality weapons, armors, and advanced forms of magic. And each new emperor you take on pushes the story further, and you can choose which class they take on, each in turn unlocking new battle formations. Each new emperor also recruits up to 4 additional members to his or her retinue from the different classes, who also can in turn learn the skills and magics that were gleaned through glimmering by the mages and warriors who came before them in the generations past. Glimmering in Romancing SaGa 2 is the system through which anyone can learn skills from a skill tree simply by using weapons and their skills during combat. Eventually, characters can glean new abilities right in the middle of battle, unlocking new skills that can turn the tide right in the middle of battle. In fact, usage of skills and weapons and magic directly influences how your characters gain levels. You can assign a heavily armored tanky character some healing magic, for example, and after spending some time healing the party, they can start gaining levels in that magic. Although not all characters are blank slates, as some character classes can gain skills and magics more easily than others. In all, there are over 30 character classes to choose from once they've all been unlocked, each with its own unique characteristics, weapons, and spells. If you grew up playing RPGs like I did, you've probably heard the name Romancing SaGa on the internet, but probably missed it when it first launched in Japan for the Super Famicom in 1993. For Western audiences, this unique RPG went under the radar for over 2 decades. While the SaGa series had some releases outside of Japan, Romancing SaGa 2 remained exclusive, leaving us Western fans in the dark about what we had missed. Despite its success in Japan, Romancing SaGa 2 only made its official worldwide debut in 2017 when it was remastered and released on modern platforms. Its belated release was due to a combination of technical limitations and the niche appeal of its non-linear gameplay, which contrasted with the more straightforward narrative-driven games like Final Fantasy. But now, this remake is giving global audiences a chance to experience this incredible hidden gem, now better than ever. Compared to the 16-bit Super Famicom, all the way to PlayStation 4 and 5 and Nintendo Switch and Steam, the uplift in visual fidelity is monumental. While the pixel art aesthetics of the original release are gorgeous in their own right, now they're fully realized in polygons. looking gorgeous on my PlayStation 5 in a style that is gorgeous, but still feels faithful to those original designs. And in that vein, stylistically, it reminds me of the remake of Trials of Mana that I enjoyed so much just a few short years ago. Smooth animations, high quality art, bright colors, and I love it. And turns out, that makes total sense because this remake is by that same incredible team. In addition to the visual overhaul, the legendary music by Kenji Ito has also been completely updated, but fans of the original also have the ability to switch to the classic mode music if that's more your jam. The game now also features a wealth of voice acting with options available in both English and Japanese, so in the audio department we are spoiled for choice. And I think that Romancing SaGa 2 is a really unique game that presents a really unique challenge. As a game that centers around the idea of following the story of an empire through generations of emperors, the concept still feels wildly unique all these years later. And that story lends itself to higher difficulty challenges for veterans of the role-playing genre. This remake gives new players more control over the challenge level of the game, from an easier mode for newcomers to a standard mode, or the harder level of difficulty for veterans called classic mode. As a veteran to RPGs, even on standard difficulty, I found my characters dying often. Navigating the oceanside cave and a boat surrounded by aquatic monstrosities really did a number on my party. But this is a normal and expected outcome for Romancing SaGa 2 Revenge of the Seven, and I can only imagine what classic mode can present for people looking to truly test their mettle. Once again, I'd like to thank Square Enix for sponsoring today's video. It's been an absolute blast to get hands-on with this game, and if you're on the fence about this, I think you'll really want to give it a try. Follow the link in the video description to learn more, and be sure to use code 7 for a chance to glimmer some sweet prizes. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day, everyone.